Warpath 5.0 has been online for a while, and some players are still a little confused about which unit should be upgraded first. In this video, I will give you some tips. As the setting of the top main tank in the game, whether it is a siege or a field battle, the super heavy tank can play its due role. More importantly, the super heavy tank after 9.0 has also added a setting that cannot be injured by slices. Greatly reduces howitzer damage to the super heavy tank, and the position of the first main tank cannot be shaken. Even at 5.0, the howitzer as the unit with the highest attack power and the longest range in the game, it is still firmly in the position of the first DPS. Although the rise of main battle tanks has made it possible for tanks to demolish bases, but that is when the defense of the current base is still generally not high. Warpath has now directly opened the advanced city walls, changed the precondition that all buildings must be upgraded to level 32 before the city walls can be upgraded. When the city wall of the base is upgraded to a certain level, it is still necessary to rely on the damage of the howitzer to reduce the losses of the attackers. In attacking heavily armored units, the tank destroyer has always performed well. The reason why there are relatively few players using the tank destroyer is because its health power is low and the movement speed is not very good. Medium and light tanks can completely replace it. The tank destroyer's upgraded version helicopter solves this problem, and even adds the best way to move in the game right now. As a ground unit that completely ignores the terrain, the helicopter not only has the movement method of the Air Force, but also cannot be attacked by fighters. The only disadvantage is that it can only attack when it is on the ground. It is foreseeable that helicopter will definitely change the battlefield gameplay after 5.0. Undoubtedly, the main battle tank with medium tank speed, heavy tanks attack and defense, and increased damage to the base is the most comprehensive unit in the game, whether it is in the field battle, or attacks the base, or guards the line, nothing it can't do. And whether it is a medium tank or a heavy tank route can be upgraded to this route, it is really suitable to describe it as cheap and high quality. The biggest advantage of modern air is that the movement speed is greatly increased, which greatly increases the bomber's ground suppression power. Without the suppression of the fighter, only the light tank and the base's anti-air capability cannot prevent the bomber's damage. Under the current situation that the restraint relationship has not changed, it is still a relatively safe choice to give priority to upgrading the fighter to seize air supremacy. Summary. Apart from personal preferences, all upgrades also need to take into account the strength of the alliance and the situation of the opponent. If you are in the top mature alliances and your target is an equally powerful opponent on the legendary battlefield, then according to the ideas of R5 and R4, give priority to upgrading the units that are suitable for the alliance playstyle. For example, some alliances value the comprehensive ability of the main battle tank, some alliances are still in the traditional way, which is super heavy tank plus artillery, and some alliances are trying to form a helicopter raid squad. If the strength of the alliance is not strong, and most of the battles also take place in small-scale battles within a dozen bases, then a strong personal survivability combination of super heavy tank, artillery, and main battle tank is more suitable. Anti-tank gun, light tank, rocket launcher, bomber, and infantry, these 5 units are not recommended to be upgraded first. The reasons are as follows. The anti-tank gun still has a strong restraint on the super heavy tank, but the problem of easy elimination in field battles has not been solved, and the scope of application is relatively small. When the speed of other units increased, the speed advantage of the light tank was weakened, and the attack interval of the new anti-air mode is too long. The splash of the rocket launcher is a bit tasteless now, and the damage does not increase much. When attacking the base, it is easy to be lured by the opponent's super heavy tank, and the splash will activate the base. The bomber is the same as the fighter. After 5.0, their combat power has doubled, but they are only suitable for players with sufficient parts. After all, they will be restrained by fighter of the same level. I have always liked infantry, but no one has developed a perfect gameplay yet. At the same time, there are very few players with 7.2 infantry, and follow-up observations are needed. The above is just a general recommendation. The balance in Warpath is still very good. If you have powerful gold++ parts, then no matter what unit you upgrade first, it can play a strong role.